Jen.
Thanks, Jay. I wanted to ask you about Michael Boggs, Obama's judicial nominee. He's gotten a lot of attacks from progressive groups and some Democratic lawmakers over his votes on gay rights and abortion and a vote to keep the Confederate insignia on the Georgia state flag. I just wanted to see if, does the president support Senate Democrats voting their conscience on this nominee?
I think the president supports voting your conscience as a general matter. What I would say is that the president believes that Judge Boggs is qualified for the federal bench. The criticisms of him are not based on his 10-year track record as a state trial and appellate court judge. That's one point I would make. The second point I would make is a reiteration of what I said yesterday, which it's important when you cover this issue that you inform your readers in your case, or your viewers and listeners in other cases, of the context of how these nominations come about. The president, as a former senator, agrees that home state senators should be consulted in the judicial nomination process, but problems arise when senators abuse the blue chip system, either by vetoing nominees and potential candidates without explanation or by refusing to engage in our efforts at consultation in a timely manner. This abuse is a significant constraint on the president's selection of potential nominees and on his ability to quickly nominate individuals to fill long-term vacancies. In the case of Georgia, this nominee was supported by the Republican senators of Georgia. We've been trying to fill these judicial vacancies in that state for more than 3 years, but 2 of the president's nominees were blocked for nearly 11 months and returned at the end of 2011. So the choice is clear in a circumstance like this, and this is what I mean about the context around how a nomination like this is made. Do we work with Republican senators to find a compromise, or do we leave the seats vacant? What is the better option? And I'm sure there are arguments on both sides, but you're talking about seats that are vacant in 4 cases where you have judicial emergencies because of the vacancies. And we believe it would be grossly irresponsible for the president to leave those seats vacant. As I mentioned before, Judge Boggs was recommended to the president by Senators Isaacson and Chambliss as part of a compromise to fill 6 judicial vacancies in Georgia. The 2 senators have now also agreed to support the president's nomination of Leslie Abrams to fill a 7th vacancy. So again, the context is important. 7 nominees, of them 5 are women. 1 who would be the first female district judge on her court, and 2 who would be the first African-American female lifetime appointed judges ever in Georgia. So again, based on his 10-year trial record and a state trial and appellate court judge record, the president believes that Judge Boggs is qualified and should be confirmed. But it is important to note, as you inform your readers about the debate on this nomination, the full context for how these decisions are made, and the essential compromise that is at the heart of this nomination.
Right. So the White House did make a compromise. It's a deal between the White House and the 2 Republican senators. The White House kept up its end of the deal. It supported this package. To the 2 Republican senators turn in their blue slips. So the deal that was created there is done.
And
so
we
now
think he ought to be confirmed.
So now it's in the hands of Senate Democrats. And do you
I think it's in the hands of the United States Senate,
which is run by Democrats. So does the president support Democrats voting against Michael Boggs if they believe that he's not
the president?
Right for this
well, the president would disagree with an assessment by anyone that reached the conclusion that Judge Boggs is not qualified for this post. The president believes he is, or he would not have nominated him. But the president, of course, believes that each senator should vote as he or she sees fit. He believes that all of the nominees he sends up are qualified, and that includes Judge Boggs. Yeah.